To NMDPRA Chief Farouk Ahmed's exit. Fresh controversy erupts over Nigeria's new tax laws, and Nigerian entrepreneur turned environmental crisis into opportunity. Hello and welcome again to S24 Television News. I am Halima Abdulrauf with details of our major stories. The federal government of Nigeria has announced the reopening of 47 unity schools that were previously closed due to security concerns following attacks and kidnappings. The Federal Ministry of Education said that after strengthening security measures around the affected campuses, academic activities have fully resumed and students have returned safely, with many finishing December programs or exams. And the senators confirmed Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, former INEC chairman, General Abdurrahman Dambazo, ex-chief of Army Staff, Naval Chief Ibok Ete Ibas, and 62 others as Nigeria's ambassadors designate. The confirmed list includes both career and non-career envoys who will represent Nigeria in various countries following their ratification by the upper chamber. And following the recent resignation of the former chief executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, amid allegations of economic sabotage and financial impropriety made by the chairman of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, public attention has begun to shift. The unfolding development have sparked broader debate about the role and influence of Aliko Dangote, one of Nigeria's most prominent industrialists. As his business interests span several strategic sectors of the economy, questions are emerging in public discourse about the balance between private sector leadership and market dominance. The conversation increasingly centers on whether Dangote impacts represent patriotic nation building or raises concern about excessive concentration of power within key industries. Our correspondent Zainab Ibrahim took to the street to find out what Nigerians are saying.
There seems to be a controversy in the petroleum industry. Delegation of the NMPDRA boss Farouk Ahmed, and this is coming amidst the reduction of fuel price. Since Aliko Dangote emerged as one of our domestic fuel supplier, there have been a lot of back and forth. And it's raising questions. Is Dangote doing this as a result of patriotism to the nation, or it is just a strategic movement towards being a monopolistic fuel supplier? Let's hear the opinion of the streets.
Dangote is not monopolistic. I think he's doing his best to make it easy for the common man, you know. If he is, he'll be dropping the prices. Before, we only have an NPC determining the prices, but the price of fuel, but now I think it's competitive.
What we the masses are saying is that Dangote is trying his best, and they are trying to stop him. He's trying his best to see how he can ease the plight of the masses. We heard that Dangote wants to reduce the price of fuel, and they refused. So what is their reason for not wanting to reduce the price? If truly they want the growth of Nigerian poor masses, then they should reduce the price. And the masses will really be happy, because now transport fare is our major problem. Some people can't afford transportation fare to work. But with the affordability of fuel, then we transport owners will definitely reduce the cost of the fares.
How much the money they are taking the petrol, the crude oil to another country to go and filter the fuel, return it back. If you calculate that money, it will help some citizens.
And moving away from those reactions, in an effort to reform Nigeria's livestock sector and address the long-standing farmer-herder conflicts, the National Economic Council, NEC, has established a high-level committee to accelerate livestock development nationwide. The decision was announced during NEC's 155th virtual meeting chaired by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima. The initiative is designed to fast-track sectoral reforms, enhance food security, and unlock economic opportunities across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. The Nigerian new tax law, scheduled to take effect in January 2026, is generating widespread public debate over its potential impact on Nigerians. To gauge public sentiment, our correspondent Zainab Ibrahim took to the street to hear directly from citizens. This is what she found.
The year is coming to an end, and 2026 is just a stone throw. And this 2026 is packed with a lot of new laws. One of it is the taxation law. Citizens will be asked to pay tax by 2026. In respect of this, today we are going to find out from citizens how do they feel about their new realization, and if they are ready to pay tax. Is the government even listening to the perception of the citizens before executing this act? Let's find out.
I don't think it's a very good idea because they're already going through a lot in the country. So the government now trying to impose another law on us citizens. It's not a good thing. So in my opinion, I think if I have the power to talk to the masses, bring out everybody to talk, get to make the government understand that this is going to affect us already. I'm the youth for crying out loud, so I know what we are going through already. So now bringing another reduction of money on us, no, it's too much now.
About the tax that they are going to increase, I'm not in support of it because of the situation, the insecurity of the country. So I'm not in support of it. The government should suspend that action. That is my own opinion.
This issue of this start of 18 that the government is planning to add next year, true for me, I am not happy because of the way the country is now. We will be running scatter to see where we go to train our children. The one where we get them never even reach us. And they want to add another one next year. How go they survive them? For me, I know they happy. Make government know what they go do. That one where they plan to bring next year, me, I know they happy about them. So let them do something that to make all of us to be happy. No, it's much change if they get again. Me, not as man, how they do. As they pay buy ticket here. They want to see another one next year. Guys, Nigeria make now work on our head though, because we would suffer well. If Nigeria is on them again, the thing will work us well. Please, Nigeria, all of us are take control, but men help us. Make we see what we feed the job with our family.
According to the government, they say from 2026, all Nigerians will start paying tax. Well, my own opinion, if they are going to use the tax judiciously, fine, I have no issue about it. But whereby they don't, that's where the issue becomes. I'm having serious doubt. 99%, I don't believe on the government, on what they say. But let's just give it a try. But to me, I don't believe it. But let's just give it a try.
From the reactions on the street, I beg your pardon, more effort needs to be placed by the federal government to make sure that Nigerians understand the new tax law better. In a related development, Nigeria's newly signed tax reform laws have sparked fresh controversy with opposition groups and some lawmakers raising objections ahead of their planned implementation in January 2026. While the presidency maintains that the reforms are irreversible and intended to simplify the tax system while protecting low-income earners, critics argue the measures could deepen economic hardship and allege that aspects of the laws were altered after approval by the National Assembly. Despite calls for some suspension and broader consultation, the federal government insists the reforms are critical to revenue growth and long-term economic stability. Continuing on tax matters, former presidential candidate Peter Obi has called on the federal government to publish the full details of the tax administration agreement signed between Nigeria and France, citing public concern over the undisclosed terms of the December 10th agreement between the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, and France Tax Authority. Obi stressed that while international cooperation can be beneficial, any deal affecting Nigeria's revenue system must be transparent, clearly justified, and accessible to the public to maintain trust, especially amid existing economic challenges. And in a different development, Nigeria's anti-graft agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has reportedly sold the residence of former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami SAN. The property is said to be occupied by his third wife, Nana Hadiza Buhari, a daughter of the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. And the Nigerian Senate has rejected a motion sponsored by the senior senator representing the Federal Capital Territory, Ireti Kingibe, aimed at addressing pressing governance challenges in Abuja. Invoking Senate Orders 41 and 51, Senator Kingibe highlighted concerns including a worsening waste management crisis, ongoing demolitions by the FCT administration, unpaid salaries and delayed contractor payment, land allocation dispute, and the reduction of land belonging to the University of Abuja.
Sewage systems across the FCT have been blocked and overflowing for nearly 8 months, with accumulated waste and untreated emissions now reaching catastrophic levels, constituting a clear and present danger of epidemics, environmental contamination, and large-scale public health disaster. Aware that the continued failure to clear sewage and waste exposes residents to cholera, typhoid, dysentery, and other waterborne and sanitation-related diseases, and represent an unconscionable breach of the government's duty of care to citizens. Alarmed that in several instances, even where land disputes are subject to ongoing litigation, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory has allegedly proceeded with demolitions, revocations, and reallocations in flagrant disregard of subsisting court processes, thereby eroding the rule of law, contemptuously disregarding judicial authority, and violating the Land Use Act and other extant laws.
Matters like this, as read by the Single Senator Kingibe, are matters that should come under substantive motion on our order paper. There should be motions of notice.
Motions that tend to they don't.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. And moving on, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed deep sorrow over the death of former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, who passed away on Tuesday at the age of 71 in Saudi Arabia. The president described the former CJN, who served from 2019 to 2022, as an eminent jurist, disciplined administrator, and dedicated public servant whose career was defined by integrity, courage, and commitment to the rule of law. May the soul of the departed rest in peace. And 2 people have been confirmed dead and 3 other critically injured following a multi-vehicle accident at Iyanamira in Lagos. The incident occurred after Dangote silo mixer truck, reportedly traveling at high speed, suffered brake failure and collided with a commercial minibus and several tricycles. Emergency responders and passers-by rescued the injured and transported them to the hospital, while the truck driver reportedly fled the scene. Authorities say investigations are ongoing. And Burkina Faso authorities have released 11 Nigerian soldiers and the Nigerian Air Force airplane, C-130 aircraft that had been detained since December 8th after making an emergency landing due to a technical fault. Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed the release following diplomatic engagement to resolve the incident, which had strained relations after Burkina Faso initially cited alleged airspace violations. And Nigeria generates millions of tons of waste annually, with used tires among the most difficult to dispose of safely. However, one Najon entrepreneur is turning this environmental challenge into an opportunity by recycling discarded tires into useful products. Khadija Muhammad now reports.
At Free Recycle's facility in Ibadan, used vehicle tires are given a second life. The factory takes in mountains of rubber waste, once burned or dumped illegally, and transforms them into paving bricks, tiles, and even footwear.
A lot of people are worried by the amount of waste generated and the impact it's having on our ecosystem, the wildlife, as well as human health. Also, the desire for social impact was one of the motivating factors.
Runsaway launched Free Recycle after witnessing fires from burning tires and researching their toxic effects. With no local models to follow, she spent years developing technology, training staff, and raising capital.
There was no other person doing what we were doing, so we've had to train our own staff, which came at a cost. And then you have the technology. All our technologies are imported. To fabricate some of the parts in country has been a nightmare. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. When you get it wrong, that's money just down the drain.
Today, the company employs over 160 people and has processed more than 250,000 tires. But challenges persist, from unreliable power to the high cost of specialized equipment.
Power is one of the issues that we are currently faced with. The machine that you see behind me is currently running on a diesel generator, which itself is not clean and is not sustainable. And then you have access to funding. There could be several other people attempting to do what we're doing, but it is capital intensive and requires specialized funding.
Despite the hurdles, Free Recycle is scaling its impact. The company recently launched eco-friendly flip-flops made entirely from recycled rubber, inspired by sandals Runsaway saw Maasai warriors wearing in Kenya.
Ifedolakwa has demonstrated a lot of very good things. Free Recycle is doing amazing stuff that we feel should be scaled not just across Africa but globally. We're hoping that with the sale of items like this and the online shop, people will see what she is doing. The visibility will be scaled tremendously, and she's going to begin to get contacts.
Runsaway hopes her work will inspire more women to lead green innovations and push Nigerians towards a circular economy.
But every day I wake up is an opportunity to tackle some of those challenges, do things differently, set an example for other women out there who want to go into the sector, be it even the sector or any other sector, to know that anything is possible.
Recycling tires, creating jobs and reshaping waste management. Free Recycle is proving that sustainability can be both practical and profitable.
And on the international scene, henna art is emerging as a significant source of income for women on Kenya's Lamu Island, blending centuries-old Swahili tradition with modern enterprise. Growing demand from festivals to weddings is helping local artists transform culture into sustainable livelihood.
There's a lot of activity and chatter around her, but Fatima Hina is completely focused on creating her latest henna design for a client in the Swahili town of Lamu in Kenya. An artist from a young age, Hina fell in love with one of the island's best-known crafts, that of the henna tattoo or mendi.
Business yangu ni Hina painting. Hina huwa tunafanya wakati wa season kama harusi, kama Lamu festival hivyo. Ndo kuna wateja mashallah waweza pata ukachora ukapata riziki yako. Hina nilianza nikiwa mdogo nikijaribu kwenye kitabu na alhamdulillah nimeimprove mwenyewe nimeendeleza.
25-year-old Fatima Farmer is another one of the craft beneficiaries. As a teacher at a secondary school in Lamu Island, she supplements her income by offering henna painting during school holidays and days off.
Mimi kando na kufundisha ni hina tu ndo ndo inanisaidia kwa sababu pesa hata kama wapata mshahara lakini wajua mambo ni mengi, maisha yanapanda, pesa haitoshi, majukumu ni mengi. Sasa pesa ambayo utapata mwisho wa mwezi hata isikufikishe katikati ya mwezi. Ukijipangia vizuri afika, lakini kulingana na mambo sahihi.
Aisha Abdullah Miraj, the County Executive Committee member for Tourism, Culture, Trade and Investments in Lamu County, Kenya, has seen demand for Lamu's henna tattoos explode.
Lamu is known for the best henna artists. We normally have people coming from Oman, Dubai to seek henna artists from here because they are among the best. We see henna has generated from one generation to another. Before the corn, they used to use a stick. They used a stick and they drew a very good flower in you. But for now, we are in a modern country. We are in the digitalized way, so they use the normal corn.
She explained that a growing number of women are improving their lives on the island through henna art, which is now one of Lamu's top economic activities for women.
And on sports, Super Eagles legend Ahmed Musa has announced his retirement from international football, ending a distinguished 15-year career with Nigeria's national team. Musa retires as Nigeria's most capped player with 111 appearances, a winner of the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations and the country's highest goal scorer at the FIFA World Cup. In entertainment, we turn to what is making rounds on major headlines this evening. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has criticized the title of a new film by Nollywood actress Iniedo, A Very Dirty Christmas, describing it as offensive and disrespectful to the Christian faith. CAN has urged regulatory authorities to review the film's approval, arguing that linking Christmas with the word dirty undermines the spiritual significance of the celebration of Jesus Christ's birth. A Nigerian content creator, Carter Efe, has climbed to the top of Africa's Twitch rankings, becoming the continent's most followed streamer following a record-breaking live stream with Afrobeat star Davido. The broadcast attracted unprecedented attention, pushing Efe's followers count beyond 406,000 and setting new viewership records on the platform. And that's it on our bulletin. Before we go, here's a recap of our top stories. Nigerians react to NMDPRA Chief Farouk Ahmed's exit, and reactions continue to trail that. Fresh controversy erupts over Nigeria's new tax laws, and Nigerian entrepreneur turn environmental crisis into opportunity. And that's our bulletin for tonight. I am Halima Abdulrauf. Thank you for watching S24 Television News. Stay safe and stay informed, and bye for now.
Do you want chilled ice cream or do you want chilled cold water? Do you want